All right, old school NBA fans, self-researched, NBA facts. Got another video for you. As always, thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. So this is part 2 of my top 25 versus top 5 finishers for MVP. My top 10, and I wanted you to pay special attention to the records and the percentage of series they played top 5 finishers for MVP versus the NBA's media darling, LeBron James. Now, of course, this is just one criteria, but I've shown you many criterias. At what point do they start to mount up? And if you're a big LeBron fan, do you have to at least take a look at this stuff? When you have other players that don't have a losing record, against top 5 net rated teams, that have a winning record in the finals, so on and so forth. If the whole crux of your argument is about longevity, why this guy is the GOAT, then you're finished. You don't have a leg to stand on. Just move along, Junior. Shaquille O'Neal, 1995, lost to Olajuwon. 96, lost to Jordan and Pippen. 97, lost to Malone. 98, beat Gary Payton, lost to Karl Malone. 99, lost to Duncan. In 01, beat Webber, Duncan, Iverson. In 02, beat Duncan and Kidd. In 03, beat Garnett and then lost to Duncan. 04, beat Duncan, beat Garnett. In 06, beat Chauncey Billups and Dirk Nowitzki. He played 17 of 44 series versus top 5 finishers for MVP. I did not count the 2011 season where he wasn't really a starter. Anybody who didn't start, like Moses Malone in like 91, 92, whatever, I didn't count that stuff. That's stupid. If you're not a starter, you're not impacting the game enough. Because if you're an all-time great, it means you're old, guaranteed. Or possibly young. But he's got a very healthy 38.63% with a very healthy 11-6 record. Very good for Shaq. I know he had some really good teammates and all that, but still, that's the way it stands. Tim Duncan, 98, lost to Karl Malone in the semifinals. What I find strange is 99 didn't have to play a top 5 finisher for MVP the whole championship run. Strange. 01, beat Garnett, lost to Shaq. 02, lost to Shaq and Kobe. 03, beat Kobe and Shaq. 04, lost to Kobe. 05, beat Nash. 06, lost to Dirk. 07, beat Nash, beat LeBron. In 08, beat Paul and Kobe. In 2012, beat Chris Paul, lost to KD. 2013, lost to LeBron. 2014, beat Durant and LeBron. 2016, lost to Westbrook and Durant in the semifinal, that upset. He played 18 of 48 series for 37.5%. That's fine. 30-something percent, that's fine. You just can't be a quarter or under. That's not good. A 9-9 record for Duncan. Interesting. I never would have thought that. I thought for sure he would have a winning record, but you have to keep in mind that he played the Lakers in 02, the Lakers in 03, and OKC in 2016. 3 teams with multiple top 5 for MVP. That should be taken into consideration. And he was 2-1 in those situations. Hakeem Olajuwon, he played 10 of 28 for 35.7%. That's fine, right around average. In 1986, beat Magic and Kareem. That's nice. In the 86 finals, lost to Larry Bird. In 1990 and 91, lost to Magic. In 94 finals, beat Ewing. 95, beat Malone, Robinson, and Shaq. And then lost in 97 and 98 to Karl Malone. All in all, a 5-5 record, which is tremendous considering the amount of help that he had in his career. He's the same percentage as Tim Duncan. Imagine that. With just a slight less percentage. He's at 35.7. Duncan's at 37.5. Very close. Wilt Chamberlain, 1960, lost to Russell. 62, lost to Russell. 64, beat Pettit, lost to Russell. 65, beat Oscar, lost to Russell and Sam Jones. 66, lost to Russell and Sam Jones. 67, beat Oscar Robertson, beat Russell, beat Nate Thurmond and Rick Barry. They took down 4 of the top 5, and Chamberlain won the MVP that year. So Chamberlain essentially wiped out the top 5 finishers for MVP in 67. That is impressive. 69 lost to Russell, 70 beat Connie Hawkins, and 72 beat Kareem, who won the MVP. All in all, 15 of 29 series, 51.72%, which that's very good. A 7-8 record, which actually isn't as horrible as it could have been. It's actually not bad, considering all the times he had to play Russell and the Celtics. Larry Bird, 14 of his 32 series, 43.75%. That's a very good percentage for a post-merger player. 1980, lost to Dr. J. In 81, beat Dr. J, and then beat Moses Malone. In 82, lost to Julius Erving. 83, lost to Moncrief. 84, beat Bernard King, then beat the Lakers, that was Magic and Kareem. In 85, beat Moses, lost to Magic and Kareem in the finals. 86, beat Dominique and then Olajuwon. 87, beat Jordan, who, it's crazy how Michael Jordan had a losing record and finished second for MVP. There's no player who's done that since Kareem won the MVP in 1977. No player has finished the top 2 for MVP with a losing record. I looked that up. Impressive. And then lost to Magic in the 87 finals, lost to Ewing in 1990. So all in all, Larry Bird an 8-6 record, which is fine. As long as you got a winning record, you're good. There's no disappointment or anything to criticize here. You got a winning record, you're solid. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he played 15 of 49 series for 30.61%, which is okay. 1970, beat Billy Cunningham, and then lost to Willis Reed. 71, beat Jerry West. 72, beat West and Chamberlain. 74, lost to Cowens. 77, lost to Walton. 1980, beat Dennis Johnson, and then beat Julius Erving. In 1981, lost to Moses in the first round. 82, beat Dr. J. 83, lost to Moses and Dr. J. 84, lost to Bird. 85, beat Bird. 86, lost to Olajuwon. And then 87, beat Bird and McHale. All in all, I gotta say, a little disappointing. Some people have Kareem in the GOAT conversation. 7-8 record. I mean, it's the same as Wilt Chamberlain's, but all in all, it's a little disappointing. Kobe Bryant, he played 16 of 38 series versus top 5 for MVP. That's 42.10%. The percentage is very good. Over 40% in the modern era is definitely good. You were playing your fair share of tough competition. 1999, got beat by Duncan. I did not include his first 2 years because he was not a starter. And all he would have did, I think, was 98, would have split with Gary Payton and Karl Malone, so it really wouldn't have mattered. 2001, beat Chris Webber, Tim Duncan, Allen Iverson. 02, beat Duncan and Kidd. 03, beat Garnett, lost to Duncan. 04, beat Duncan, beat Garnett. 06, lost to Nash. 07, lost to Nash. 08, finals, lost to Garnett. 09, beat Dwight Howard. 2010, beat Durant. And 2012, lost to Durant. So all in all, Kobe's got a 10-6 record, which is very good. And I know he's in line with a lot of these 2 superstars pairing up. That has to be taken into consideration, no question. Whether it's LeBron and Dwayne Wade, or LeBron and Anthony Davis, or Curry and Durant, or Kobe and Shaq, absolutely. Or Moses and Dr. J. You can take that into consideration, no problem. Magic and Kareem was definitely a little more organic because he got drafted to a team that had Kareem for about 4 or 5 years. So that one I don't beat up on as much. But sure, the expectations are there. Magic Johnson, 11 out of 40 series versus the top 5 for MVP. That's only 27.5%. That is low. And I know they were in a weak conference in the 80s. We get that. 1980, beat Dennis Johnson, beat Dr. J. 81, lost to Moses. 82, beat Dr. J. 83, lost to Moses and Dr. J. 84, lost to Bird. 85, beat Bird. 86, lost to Olajuwon. 87, beat Bird and McHale. 91, lost to Jordan. And then 96, when he did that comeback, lost to Olajuwon. Now that last one in 96, I mean, sure, it was legitimate. It was a loss. But it's like, come on, he's like 37 years old after a 4 or 5 year layoff. I give him a little pass on that. But all in all, he does have a 5-6 record. It's tough to beat these guys unless you got a very stacked squad, which Magic did. All those teams in the 80s, the Sixers, Celtics, Lakers, and then the Pistons at the very end of the 80s, these were essentially super teams. Now, they were done organically, most of them, but still, if you were not one of those teams, you weren't winning. It's just that simple. And look at the history of it. That's exactly how it played out. 1980 to 1990. It was either Philly, Boston, Lakers, or Detroit. If you were not one of those four, you did not win. Period. Bill Russell. It's ridiculous, of course. 57 beat Dolph Schayes and Pettit. 58, his only finals loss to Bob Pettit. 59 beat Baylor. 1960 beat Wilt, beat Bob Pettit. 61 beat Pettit. 62 beat Wilt Chamberlain, then beat Elgin Baylor and Jerry West. 63 beat Oscar Robertson and Elgin Baylor with Jerry West. 64 beat Wilt. 65 beat Wilt. 66 beat Oscar Robertson and Jerry Lucas, and then beat Wilt, and then beat Jerry West. In 67, lost to Wilt Chamberlain. In 68, beat Dave Bing, beat Wilt Chamberlain. In 69, beat Cunningham, Willis Reed, and Elgin Baylor. 25 of his 29 series. Nobody can say he didn't play great players. 86.20%, which is the most on this list. If you notice, I did not do George Mikan because they didn't have MVP until the year he retired. All in all, a 23-2 record, which nobody's going to touch, probably ever. And then you got Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, 1985, lost to Terry Cummings. 86, lost to Bird. 87, lost to Bird and McHale. 89, beat Ewing. 90, beat Barkley. 91, beat Barkley and then Magic. 92, beat Ewing and then Drexler. 93, beat Dominique, then Ewing, then Barkley. 95, lost to Shaq. 96, beat Penny Hardaway. 97, beat Tim Hardaway, and then Karl Malone. And then 98, beat Karl Malone. 17 of his 37 series versus top 5 for MVP. That's 45.94%, which is one of the strongest on here post-merger. No doubt about it. His record, 13-4. The only players that had a better record was Steph Curry or Bill Russell. That's it. So again, Jordan is at the very top of any criteria you want to bring. If you want to do a recap, Elgin Baylor was 4-8, played 50% of his opponents were top 5 MVP. Giannis 1-0, only 6%. Jokic 1-3, 25%. Kevin Durant 9-5, 43.75%. David Robinson is only 2-5. Bob Pettit was 5-7, but he did play 75% of his opponents. Kevin Garnett 6-10, but he played 61% of his opponents. Karl Malone 7-6. Oscar Robertson was 1-7. Moses Malone 6-5, and he played over half his opponents were top 5. Steph Curry 11-2, and he played 46%. That's really good. We know what came with that. Jerry West 4-6. Dr. J 5-4. It should be. LeBron James 5-8, one of the worst records on here. So I got LeBron at number 11. Now just listen to all the names below him and tell me who's got a worse record than LeBron. Shaq 11-6, Duncan 9-9, Olajuwon 5-5, Bird 8-6, Kareem 7-8, Kobe 10-6. Oh, I don't have Wilt on here either. He's 7-8. Magic 5-6. Russell 23-2, Michael Jordan 13-4. So essentially, of my top 10, all 10 of them did better versus top 5 for MVP. And the percentages they played, every one of them is higher. The closest one was Magic at 27.5, LeBron's at 23.63. So of my top 10, the people think LeBron's a top 10 player. Well, not going by this criteria, you better pick something else. Because he played the least amount of top 5 for MVP, and then when he did play him, he had the worst record. Period. End of story. So anyway, that's all I got for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please hit the like button. If you wouldn't mind sharing it, that would be great. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I give daily content, and that's it. Until next time.